Hello, 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 hello. Leela here, and I am going to talk to you today about your rib cage. If you don't know, I have created the Feel Good Movement membership to help you be in the body that serves you at the highest level. You're out of pain, you have lots of energy, and you're open to receive and share with the world. Most people are sitting too much, are in their head too much, and are showing up in the world off balance and they don't even know it. So today I want to talk to you about your rib cage. The first thing we do in the Feel Good Movement membership is go to the heart. Why? Well, number one, my teachers, what I've studied over the years from lots of different teachers, it's very clear that in this particular season of humanity, getting out of the head and into the heart would benefit us all. So we start with the heart. The other thing is the rest of the body will actually unwind, release tension. The fascia will let loose when you open up the heart. Now, what do I mean by the heart? The rib cage. So I'm actually going to show you a couple things today. I have a client in the Feel Good Movement membership who we did a private session together, and I was able to see where her left rib cage was collapsing. And she asked me, well, why? Why does this happen? So before I show you what to do about it in a second, I'll tell you why why your rib cage might be collapsing on one side. Number one, something physical could have happened. You could have been in a car accident. You could have run into the wall, right? You could have actually fallen down or somebody accidentally bumped into you. So it could be a physical injury that led to a holding over time for protection's sake. The other thing is mental emotional. So any experience where you had heartache or grief that can make your rib cage, your heart space compress and be tighter. And so the other piece is repetitive behaviors like the cell phone. So any sort of repetitive behavior will lead to an imbalance in the rib cage. So I'm going to show you today how to change that, where it might be happening. But what I'm going to advise you to do is either hop on a call with me for a posture assessment, join the membership and learn how to position your rib cage, or take some photos of yourself, front, back, side to side, with just say like if you're a woman, a sports bra on and some pants or shorts or bottoms. Um, the sports bra on the bottoms, the top and the bottom, it's good to have them on, not just naked, because you'll see the imbalances in your body easier with you when you have colored cloth on your skin. You can see it more. So I'm going to show you a couple things. Oh, I think my green screen's not turned on. Let's see, I'll turn that on real quick. And that way you don't, it'll work. Otherwise it may not work. You may not be able to see me. Okay, there, my green screen is on. Now, what tends to happen is one side, either the right or the left, tends to collapse. Often it's the left side that tends to collapse. This is my left side. You might see this as my right, but this is my left side right here. And you'll notice oftentimes, now not every time, but oftentimes if you're a woman and your hair goes a certain way, often to the left side, that side of your rib cage is collapsed. You might sit this way, you might just cock your hip this way. You might have been injured somehow. You might just not use your left arm enough. And so this starts to collapse. You might have it on the right side, as well. But the tendency for most is the left side because of the physical body, left side not being used as much, holding stuff more, holding, where the right hand does stuff. And then the other thing is the heart is on that side. And if you experience any sort of heartache, grief over the years, that can get tight. And cell phone use. So what do we do about it? Well, first, get those arms out of the way. Spread your wings, forward, wide. You've got to get the side of your body open, the space under your armpit open. Number two, you gotta get the hips out of the way, okay? So I teach a practice. If you wanna, access to it, it's free. And it's a 10-minute practice where you open your front, back, and sides, back, then front. But what you want to do is you want to start saying, okay, how can I get my hips back, right? And shoulders, arms, head up and away from all that side so that it can start to lift. And then once you're open, you can pulse and do different movements that will help you open more. So that's the first thing, is the side to side. Usually one side is collapsing. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to go down to my knees mindfully and show you how you can see your rib cage this way. So you won't be able to see too well here on the camera, but when you go and you look at a mirror in front like this, if you relax a little bit, ribs up, left, relax, you might see your left ribs or your right ribs more forward. So you can't see it here, but if you were to look, my left ribs stick out just a little bit more than my right ribs because that left back rib cage is collapsing more. So I have to be mindful of keeping that back rib cage open as I move through space because I just forget about it. It doesn't get used as much, okay? And I've had heartache. So I'm with you on that side. So those are two ways. Now the other way to see the rib cage, if it's open, so the tendency is this over time. So the front of the rib cage shortens and the back lengthens. What we want to do is widen the back, lengthen the front. Okay, so what this is doing is it's giving you a 360-degree expansion, balance, harmony. So circumferential expansion of the heart space to create balance in the sides, front, up, down parts of your rib cage. Now, try it out and see how it feels. If you want the complimentary video, put rib cage in the comments. And if you want to practice with us, because you can learn this all day, but unless you actually take the photos of yourself, look at yourself, and then practice, ask questions, revisit it, practice some more, and then change your mind-body patterns, it's just going to collapse even more. I've actually taken a cadaver lab where the gentleman who runs the lab said many of the people who have an enlarged heart, when he opens them up, the heart is enlarged because the rib cage is pushing into it from behind. And the heart has to make up for that by building more on that side, and more muscle on that side. And so we want to create more space for our heart so that our heart doesn't have to work so hard and push against our bones. If you want to join us, feel free. If not, practice on your own. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to have balance and harmony in all your pieces and parts so that you have great energy, and your heart deserves more room as well. Arms up, all right, back wide, and hips back, belly lifted to get more harmony all the way around. I'll see you soon.